it's a compliment, but it's not really fair because they're just people. And what I see coming up ahead is the Hermit, and he's upside down, and that would mean, okay, that's actually one of my cards, actually one of my favorite cards, because it's somebody who's standing along the way on the path, and what I'm seeing, this is a highly spiritual card, and even if it's reversed, it's something like this is that maybe perhaps that you're being too focused on finding the right path. You're being too focused on trying to map everything out. Maybe you're so focused on finding out the truth that you know, you might just do better to let it go and move on and enjoy your life and move forward to something else. This is not something that you need to really focus on, apparently. And it's like there's nothing wrong with being alone. But the thing is, if you spend too much time alone, it's not healthy. It really isn't. It's just not. Um, and if you're thinking like maybe I've seen that maybe perhaps there's a possibility that a romance might be possibly rekindled. Um, you have to really think about it, because we get nostalgic and we forget things, and it's easy because we know that person already. But you have to think about, gee, do I want to open that door again? I mean, really, do I really want to open this door again? Because think about it. You have to be sure that this is what you really want. I mean, um, it depends on how you go about it, but if you don't go about it as a purely, say, maybe a physical thing, it's sort of like maybe, oh, you really need to do that. So I don't know. You could be opening a door. You need to be direct about it, but even still, that sometimes it doesn't work out. So I'm just saying that this is a time that you need to get more broad socially, maybe coming up. I'm seeing that you're encouraged to maybe widen out, so you could bring in something new, fan out more, and that's what I see you doing really, uh, coming up ahead. Which if you do that, things will definitely improve, I think. Okay, I'm
I,
done.
w- I, would, I would add to that it's very interesting that you came up with a hermit because I tried doing this reading 2 or 3 times, Sandra. And the
Mhm.
first time that I did it, it said you've been experiencing a sense of feeling alone. That this could be, it says you're a very go with the flow type person. But in the process of going with the flow, it says watch out for um, missing some chances to get out there that you're going to have to light a fire under your butt to do. And I mean that in the most positive way because it says that this is a time to get out there and communicate. You have, for whatever reason, either because you've put yourself on hold for somebody else that you had hoped would come back into your life, or the feeling that you have just maybe experienced episode in your life where you feel alone, and the hermit would make sense because it may not be loneliness, it may be a self-chosen aloneness. The problem is it's reaching crisis point. You need to realize that physically this is not good for you because you may find yourself eating too much, or you might find yourself taking on other ways to fill the loneliness or the aloneness. You're a cool person. You made friends easily in the past. So this is just about realizing you have complete control to change this, but you have to commit to getting out there again. Otherwise, what I'm afraid is that in your aloneness, you may find patterns of living where you cut yourself off and don't mean to be the hermit and don't mean to allow physical health or physical um, weight or physical things about you to dominate your life, but you're going to have to get out there and do something about it. And that's what I see. We have to go, and I just want to say that you have complete control to change this. Just I say fire under your butt, get a fire under your butt, because you need to get out there, you need to communicate, and stop being alone, okay?
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. We have a call from Leslie from Washington. Hello, Leslie. How are you today?
Hi, Leslie.
Fine. How are you both today?
Great.
Nice
What
to
can
talk
we do
to you.
for
I
you?
haven't talked to you.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you can look at, well, it's kind of a timing question. Like,
Okay.
there's something big that I'm expecting in the next 6 months or so. I mean, it could be longer, but I don't really know the timing because a lot of things are affecting it. It's kind of a settlement, inheritance that I know is coming. I'm kind of in a holding pattern. I'm doing caregiving part-time. I'm also looking for something that would, additional work that would go along with that. It's been a little bit of a challenge, but everything is about timing now. And so in some ways I feel like I don't need to look for a big job because this other thing is coming. I just don't know. But any insight would be great. If you could just look at things
Joseph,
over the next
we
few
have
months or so.
Well,
okay, do you want to say Joseph? Joseph,
I got that.
no,
I'm sorry, what?
we do have 4 other people in line, so we do want to not take too much time on it.
Sure. Well, I got the Hanged Man, and he's upside down, and that does. This is for the past, basically, and also the what is influencing. And you have been preoccupied with this sort of battle.
Yeah.
It's sometimes you can't, sometimes you cannot pick a logical solution for it. You have to do other things, and you have. And I am seeing that what's coming down the road here, though, would be the reverse 9 of Wands, which means it's reminding you that you need to be gentle, and you will be both with yourself and with the people that you're working with or fighting, or just whoever it is that your this discussion is with. Remember that you do have your strengths, and also remember that because you're strong, you can be kind, because kindness and being weak are not the same. So it's okay to show kindness as often as you can. That's what you're being reminded of. It's you're being told, don't beat yourself up. And even if you're feeling absolutely overwhelmed, talk it through with people close by. And it's to remember that you don't have to do this alone. It's okay to have a little bit of help. You know, take 1 hour at a time. Just deal with it, and that's what you're just being reminded to chill here in the near future. Do what you can. Always consider what the appropriate action is and try to be cool with it. Also, though, do remember, though, kindness is important, and that's all I got to say. And it should work out okay, really.
Okay. So what I'm shown is the following. I'm doing a 6-month reading of what I see, okay? And Leslie, I'm just going to be completely honest with you about this settlement and what I see as whether it's coming in the amount of time that you perceived it would. First of all, it says March is the month of confidence, that you will, that it looks like it is coming, and that um, this is followed by April where nothing is happening. And it says that's got you feeling rather worried. May is seen as the month where nothing is happening. And that has you worried because you feel as if you're being forgotten. But June and July and August, those are the months that the opportunity for this settlement seems to be resonating pretty strongly. So I would say 4 months is when you're going to have a chance or an opportunity to be able to talk with someone that's giving you more of a round number of when you're going to get it. And then the fifth month, it says if you need any kind of attorney or you need any kind of legal backup, please do so. And then on the 6th month, it says it looks as if it could happen. You're right. Between, I would say, the 6th and 7th month, which would make it March, April, May, June, about July, August. So should you get work in the process, and if I look at that, is it wise for you to stay without work? And looking at this not as common sense, but as what comes through in your reading, and your reading says, no, get work. It's always far better to have all bases covered. It can't hurt you to get out there and work. My feeling is that things are going to happen, and you may need to afford an attorney in the future also, just to be able to get you through the 5th month. So to get things going and getting a little faster. So that's what I see.
Okay. Well, great. That helps a lot. It really does.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So
thanks a
great
lot.
talking to you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
All right. We have, it seems like Michael, or is it Michelle? Michael. Is that Michael or Michelle? For New Jersey.
Michelle.
Huh?
Michelle.
Michelle, hello?
Hello.
Hello? How are you?
Hello.
Hello? Well, I don't know. Her name is there, or is it Michael? Michelle?
Okay. Who's next?
Okay.
Michael.
Oh, Michael. Hi,
Hello, Michael. How are you? Sorry, I thought it was
pretty good. How are you?
Good. What can we do for you?
Yeah, so I have this project that's going on in India for a computer project, and it's dealing with an app for video and media distribution. I was wondering how do you foresee it going?
Do you have a name for
first?
Okay.
It's called Advanced Media.
So if I look at the Advanced Media app that you have, and how will it go for you? And what comes through on that, Michael, says I feel that it will go all right, but I'm sensing that there are players involved in this that may ask you to make some changes. My feeling is that you may be dealing with one or two people that are for whatever reason resistant. They seem to be asking you to try something different or to try something, some kind of change on this. And when you do, victory. So what I'm saying is don't be afraid to make some changes if somebody seems a little held back on giving it the thumbs up right away. My feeling is there's some resistance at first, but it's going to come out very good for you. You're just going to have to make a few changes on the way.
I've been making changes
what
since
I'm
day
seeing
one,
for
since
the
July.
past, which is part one.
I don't see the change. Yeah, I don't see the changes ending yet, though, Michael. I feel that there is a sense that those changes are still seen as blossoming and happening for you for the next 3 or 4 months. And the sense is that even then, with those changes, it's slow progress, but the victory is yours by the middle of summer. So that's what I have.
Excellent.
Okay.
Joseph?
Now, the Eight of Cups reversed would tell me that it was a situation in the recent past that or in the other past that you might have been thinking of leaving because it's just not working out. And getting this in reverse means that you've decided wisely, however, to stop and think about it, maybe, and you might not have given it a chance. And even though you kind of thought, oh, really, your gut's telling you, you decided to trust yourself and wait. And actually, you are still, even if your gut feeling is telling you that you need to get out of this arrangement, um, you're probably right, but you need to really like wait a while and think long and hard because you kind of need this, and there's all these pros and cons. So you probably made a wise decision there, and the cards seem to acknowledge that. Now, what we got though at the present time is that we have the Ace of Pentacles, and that's usually monetary things, and it's in reverse. So it tells me that you're worrying a lot about money, and it is something. And of course, yeah, you don't be. If you're overly concerned, though, don't let it steal your ability to enjoy life. Because once it becomes a major thing, you're not going to see anything. Do count your blessings. You're being reminded that, yeah, it's important, but it's not everything, and you're being reminded of some good things so that you got. So,
excellent. Yes, I can understand exactly where you're coming from, Joseph.
Yeah, it's okay, but you see what I have coming ahead here is what we have here is the moon, and even though that I do see that this is simply telling you don't try to force things before they're ready. Force things or people, and so you're definitely going to become like a little more psychic and intuitive than usual in the near future, and this is how you're going to work this out. So it is important that you do learn to trust your instincts and impressions. It's we don't always know where this is all coming from, but a lot of times you know how it is. If you feel you can't trust it, then you probably can't. So, but answers take longer than what you'd like it to be. But what we have here is the moon, and that's pretty much it, really. And again, patience is called for. You're reminded to be patient, and things should work out, really.
Which is what I was trying to say too.
Yeah, really.
Excellent. Perfect. Yeah, just so you know, I am the creator of the project, and my brother is doing the sales. So it's going really well, and really, the whole change thing is right on tune. I'm making changes all the time because of the software requirements.
Oh, you have to.
And then my other question is my love life. Do I stick with GJ in New Jersey, or do I bind with someone like Debbie down in Charlotte, where I am? That's the tough question right now.
Well, we usually only do one question at a time, Michael, and
I'm sorry.
That's all right. We encourage you.
Actually, I could add something to that about the love, but basically is that in the near future here regarding love is that try to treat your lover like add more of a friendship to it, try to make it a little deeper. If you have one now, you're being reminded try not to fight, pick your battles, is it worth it? You have to let some things go. Okay. And also too, whatever it is, whether you're going to start one, begin one, or end one, you're being told not to be in a hurry. Okay, just don't be always in a hurry. Really do take the time to try to really live in the moment and to not question things as they're happening and to not want to jump ahead and and
I would add to that, Michael. I would add to that, Michael. Remember, love never comes when you want it. It always comes like a semi-truck in the dark when you least expect it.
Yeah, you're not usually expecting it, really. Yeah.
So even though you have names that you want us to read on, it sounds as if it's not an easy thing here, and what the appropriate person will come forward, but just go with the flow for now, like Joseph says. Just let it go, and the right person will come in.
Well, take a back. How do these people make you feel? I mean, what is the goal?
Great.
I mean, so how do they really make you feel as a person? Do you feel better? Do you feel improved somehow? Even if you don't really need them to be happy, maybe. But I mean, just saying, like, how are they to be around? That is something to consider, and that is the main thing. Is that because this would be somebody, if you're looking for someone to be around with all the time, or not all the time, but a good portion of all the time. Eventually, who knows? But I wouldn't even leap that far ahead, frankly. And you're being told not to do that. Don't be leaping ahead. Just be in the moment and just enjoy let things happen.
Let things happen.
And go by how you feel.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect
Sure.
reading. I needed it. Thank you. Appreciate it all.
Well, you're welcome.
All right. Thanks, Michael. Bye-bye. All right. We have one of the things that Ke'iluha is saying is would like to receive a reading on health, but we are not allowed to give health readings. It's not legal for us, beings as we are not. It's not wise to get a psychic reading on health, but I can look at your energy level in the coming months ahead. And this is for Ke'iloha, Ke'iluha. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong.
Things in general.
And it says, as far as your energy level for the next coming months, watch out for anxiety causing you to release much of your anxiety into your body. It looks as if you've been feeling very out of sorts, imbalanced in either your emotions, and like any massage therapist would tell you, that anxiety will often take the form of health and channel its way through your body. I'm shown that it's important, first of all, to go to a doctor for your health and not a psychic. But I also would say that, according to what I'm looking at, part of the problem is that you're feeling quite stagnant. You feel as if nothing has been going on in your life that makes you feel like you're having a productive new beginning. And I think that stagnation is kind of causing you to be quite concerned. So instead of beating yourself up, as Joseph says, I would just
I didn't do hers yet.
No, I said that's what I said is you often say that.
Oh.
So what I'm shown is don't beat yourself up, and don't allow yourself to feel bad about stagnation. My sense is that with patience and going to a doctor, things will come out just fine for you. Okay, Joseph? Joseph?
There are times in the past you're too strong. Yes, I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Though there were times in the past when you might not have felt too strong, but I do see here that with the Eight of Swords reversed, I am seeing that you're at a time when you're ready to make some important decisions, and like I said, if it's about health, it points to things not necessarily to the physical body. It might be time that you pay attention to any symptoms, and what the card does encourage you to do is that it also says that this is a good time to seek advice from qualified medical professional personnel really. Self-treatment when this card appears is not advisable. And that's really all that the cards would say about this. Um, they basically what it says is that certainly you do need to know exactly what you're dealing with, but don't panic. Just check it out. And spiritually, this is a time when you could be more peaceful, and it's very easy to do. You could bring this up very easy. You might even be in an upswing right now. So I'm seeing that, of course, I'm seeing trauma maybe in the past that has affected you. And that's how life is. We all get banged up in the process. And what we do see here in the near future, and basically the outcome basically is that I do see that you're going to be more positive, and I do see that this is probably coming from the King of Wands, who is it's a very masculine energy card, and it could be an actual person, but in general regarding health, say he is there to tell you not to overdo things, and you're also going to find yourself resting and recuperating, and that's what you're being told, that you're being reminded of your emotional health, how it affects your body. So in the future, you are going to be reminded of that. You can't burn the candle at both ends, like you might have been doing, or even maybe even if you're not, even if you have been pulling back, you might need consider what you're doing. So those processes where they tell you you do need, the cards do agree with you that you do need to see somebody professional, and of course you're not going to get that from all that the cards will say, but they do say that it's going to work out once you address the situation, and once you address the situation properly, then you will deal with it in the best way possible, and then you're going to be reminded that this will be a time of rest, of course, no doubt.
Okay,
With
we have
anything.
Miguel from the call room. Hey, Miguel, how are you doing?
I'm doing
Hey,
good, thank
Miguel.
you.
Thanks. You have a
Hi,
lovely
hi.
voice.
Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate that.
What can we do for you, hon?
Well, I just was wanted to, ask about my, my life and my career that's ahead of me in the future.
Okay, so because we only have 7 minutes and why don't you just kind
Oh,
of pinpoint which it is? Which one do you want? Because one thing at a time.
uh, I guess my career.
Okay, and the name of your career, please.
Well, I'm trying to, probably like a government job that I was trying to,
Okay.
try
So
to
when I look at
pursue
when I look
pretty
at
much.
career for you, Miguel, and I'm just trying to go fast so that Joseph can get in here. Here's what comes up. The first time I did a reading on you, it said you'd been having some confusion in your life. There's a feeling that right now you've been having a little bit of crisis going on. There's a sense that um, it shows that you are going to have, I would say, a job that seems to be one in which you have really given your all to, but you're not feeling as if you are recognized, or you are not feeling appreciated. And it shows that this creates crisis because you're sick to death of that kind of dynamic going on in any of your, whether romance or career. I think you tend to give your all. You tend to give more than you get back in return sometimes, and that the feeling is that I do see a job for you. Are you working somewhere right now though?
Yeah, yeah. I'm in
Yeah.
in like distribution center, yeah, distribution like warehouse kind of thing right now. Yeah.
Okay. So I can see why you may feel invisible. Your reading says though that there's a new beginning for you coming in, Miguel, and it's seen in May, and I would say that there seems to be a job in which you feel is better for you and kind of takes care of that feeling of invisibility you've been having. So look for May to be a wonderful time for looking for new work or any kind of, uh, I would say, raise or promotion to happen. And that's what comes up for me. What do you have, Joseph? We have 5 minutes left.
Well, what I'm seeing on the work front, I'm seeing that, in the near future, you're being reminded that, yeah, there are some issues at work that need your attention or that are a big pain in the ass. But also, too, try not to be a part of it. Try not to be a part of the problem. Pull away from any negative conversation. Don't add to it. Don't make it worse, and don't be the issue. And it
No,
should
no. You know
see what
what?
happens.
You know what? I'm so
Just
sorry to.
pulling out of it. Just pull out of some things, um, or try to reduce the negativity. But I do see that you're going to get to the bottom of the issue, though. You are going to figure it out. I am seeing that even though there's something there that might be bothering you, the current time, I do see that getting worked out. It's just going to take some patience. And also, too, does require that you stay out of the fray and just look at and focus on the problem itself.
What were
I
you going to
do
say?
see
Wait,
that.
Joseph, Miguel was going to say something. Miguel, what were you going to say?
Yeah, no, no. I was just gonna say that it's what a job I'm at. It's just like
Well, we all
like
have
what
our
you guys was
parts that
mentioning.
we
The
play,
negativity.
Wait.
You know what I mean. There is negativity in the
Mhm.
workplace. You know what I mean. Like I don't wanna like say anything more unless if my fellow employees might know that's me and I'm talking, but
Of course.
it's just that. Yeah.
Yeah, try to avoid
It's
gossip really too much. I mean, sometimes
yeah,
what I used to say a
exactly.
lot of times would be something like, "I didn't know that," or "Really, I didn't know that,"
Yes,
or something. So a lot of times,
what?
just kind of want to end. It doesn't help it. It doesn't help the situation. It's more like, well, what's the real issue, and is it something that we can work on, and how do we resolve it in a way where we're not being, too bitchy or something about it. But what I am seeing though that this probably, like say, even like at this time, it seems like this is the focus, and where I'm seeing that financially, um,
Hmm.
with regarding your own finances, you're being encouraged to like have a professional analyze things for you. Like it might be a good time to like have that like H&R Block do your taxes or something if you haven't, or try something for someone to
Our
actually
block.
find a better for you.
Mhm.
It's like well, maybe it's like
Wow.
actually sometimes I had used actually a service to work something out for me, and I had used them for many years because I was happy with what I was getting back. There, they just it was just messed up when I was doing it, and this was before it got so easy. It used to be a little more time consuming than it is now.
But
Um,
I
but I
think
am
that he
seeing
is
that,
ready to. I think he's
yeah,
ready to move on though, because
yeah.
from what
But
I'm
I
looking
do
at,
see that,
you're thoroughly ready to just kind of have a new environment.
yeah, yeah. And I am
Exactly.
seeing that maybe
And I've been having that for a
healthier
while. I
habits,
just wanted to.
maybe. Um,
Hmm.
of course, as I'm putting out a cigarette, I just absent-mindedly lit up a smoke while
I kind of enjoyed it. It was very intellectual looking.
I just shouldn't have done that. That's just totally
I'm
absurd.
tired of people hiking up cigarettes and
I,
looking
I
like they're
really I
scared.
was not aware. I should not have had them. I should not have had
Don't
them on my
worry about
desk.
it. Be who you are.
But
Anyway,
I
Yeah.
just
Thank
love the
you.
atmosphere of the fake fireplace, and having a little more
real
open
cigarette.
space with the
So Miguel,
cigarettes, waving
Miguel,
the
it looks
smoke around, talking to
yeah.
you about having better health, having better health habits will certainly
Uh,
improve things, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
Miguel, I think you're
Well,
going to do fine. You're going to
it's
do
sure
fine. We have
fine.
54 seconds.
Yeah.
We have to say goodbye. So,
Bye bye.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're
thanks, Miguel.
welcome.
Thanks, Joseph.
Bye bye.
Hi, I'm Anne Marie Odell.